South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the race books and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Alrighty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program, coming to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Right here we are in our studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital, and streaming over the South Point Studio streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show. We also welcome all of you listening to us on our anchor radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM. And of course, all of our websites, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas, .world, And we take care of your devices, your iPhone, Android, and Google phones with the apps. You can get the KSHP app to listen through the radio station, and the YouTube app, of course, to see and hear us through YouTube at your app stores for your devices and anywhere you get your podcasting as well. We welcome you to the show as we begin this show on the almost Friday, Thursday, and just 2 days away from the big day at Saratoga. Now, you know it was a sloppy, awful, dismal racing day yesterday at Saratoga to begin the Travers week. But the Travers wasn't yesterday, and so we allow Mother Nature to take her course on Wednesday. But what a difference a day makes, because today it's a beautiful day out at Saratoga. So says Jonathan Hardoon. And so, let's hope that we can model this day today into Saturday for the Travers Stakes. A big, big racing card on Saturday for the Travers Stakes. 14 races, a 14-race day at Saratoga. So pack your bags and a change of clothes if you're going to Saratoga, that's for sure. It's breakfast, lunch, and dinner there, that's for sure. And among the 14 races, obviously, are 6 great stakes races at Saratoga. And with purse money in just those 6 stakes races, over $3,650,000 in those 6 stakes races, with a total of 46 horses entered in those 6 stakes races. Short fields in a few of them. But yet, on Travers Day, we're going to get the Travers, which is rich in history. It's called the Midsummer Derby. And, of course, the top horses in racing that will be competing there, like Torpedo Anna, going in the Personal Ensign, which is one of the undercard stakes races. Don't forget, Saratoga, with those 6 races, of the 6 stakes races, 5 of them are Grade 1s. There's just 1 Grade 2 of the 6 stakes races. And there's 3 Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races of those 6, but the Travers is not one of them, believe it or not. So it's a big day. It's almost like a Breeders' Cup day of racing out at Saratoga, highlighted by the Travers. Now, we know the Travers only has 5 horses in it. And so with that in mind, you got to remember that with the Travers and 5 horses in it, it's more than likely that the favorite, which is Sovereignty, by the way, which is the big 2-5 favorite in there, should win this race hands down, right? Well, taking a look at the history, especially at Saratoga, as you know, it has the moniker Graveyard of Favorites and Graveyard of Champions. Just remember that the 2 goats of a lifetime in horse racing, Man o' War and Secretariat, both lost races at Saratoga. Okay? And since 1909, I take that back, since 1901 to 1924, the Travers Stakes was run with short fields, okay? Since 1901 to through 1924, and above that, 52 favorites of 119 runnings of the Travers was won in 119 races. 52, only 52 favorites won out of 119 Travers Stakes. The 10 biggest payoffs in the Travers Stakes have been recorded since 2012. So keep that in mind. And the biggest long shot that won the Travers Stakes was a horse called Jim Dandy in 1930, who beat the Triple Crown winner that year, Gallant Fox, at odds of 100 to 1. And since then, of course, we have the Jim Dandy as the prep at Saratoga for the Travers. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about that. 52 favorites out of 119 of the most recent Travers were won by the favorites. Now, I'm not saying that Sovereignty is going to lose. What I'm saying is just remember the reputation of Saratoga when you're watching and betting the Travers. Going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. All right. We've got other stakes races on Saturday, by the way. Woodbine has several stakes races on Saturday. And, Woodbine has one stakes race, I should say, on Saturday, Grade 3. And there were 9 horses entered in that race, 4 of which are trained by Mark Casse. So Mark Casse's getting like, Chad Brown in New York on turf stakes races. Mark Casse has 4 of the 9 starters in the Seaway Stakes at Woodbine on Saturday as well. So just taking a look at some of the other stakes races around the country. By the way, Del Mar on Saturday has one Grade 3, I should say Grade 2, one Grade 2 at Del Mar. But it's a Breeders' Cup win in your in race. It's the Pat O'Brien there. So there's a lot of good stuff happening on Saturday. Hopefully we'll get our handicappers right on the mark, because our handicappers yesterday, folks, were not mutters. They were not mutters yesterday, our handicappers, okay? Let's see. Taking a look at what happened yesterday. Jerry Jacovitz, nobody really had a winner. No winners yesterday. Dwayne Colucci had a second-place finisher. And I believe that Rich Eng had a couple of horses that got scratched, so we can't give him a penalty for that. But what happened yesterday in the slop at Saratoga after they canceled the first race, which was a steeplechase race, second race, which was the first race of the day on a sloppy racetrack there, Jose Ortiz won for Saffie Joseph Jr., paying $2.80, and that kind of set the table for the rest of the day. Highest priced winner was $15.60. Second highest priced winner was $14.40, and everything else on the card paid less than $6. Okay, you had a $4.70 winner in the third race, a $4.60 winner in the fourth race. Mike Maker got his first win of the day with Flavian Pratt and Spirit of the Law in the fifth race at $3.70. Matter of fact, Mike Maker won that race, and he finished second in that race as well. He finished his first 2 horses were in that fifth race, finishing first and second. And so you see that the gamblers there were finding those mud horses, and those mud horses were winning like crazy yesterday. Linda Rice and Jose Ortiz got together to win the seventh race at $5.10, which was, by the way, Ortiz's second win of the day after winning that second race with Saffie Joseph Jr. And Mike Maker's got his second win of the day with Ricardo Santana in the eighth race, paying $3.10. So all in all, it was just a chalky day of mud winners yesterday at Saratoga. All right, on today's show, we got Jonathan Hardoon standing by. We got Rich Eng. We got Jon Lindo and Jerry J. And, of course, we'll take a look at your racing menu for today. But it looks like a great day out there in racing for sure on this Thursday as we make our way into the weekend and the big Travers weekend Saturday at Saratoga. So without any further ado, we're going to take our first break. And when we come back, we'll start with your racing menu and get our handicappers started. Hopefully it won't be a muddy day for them as well. We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie, Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Here in Las Vegas, it's hot, okay? We have a extreme heat warning until Saturday here in Las Vegas. So if you're planning on coming up here, fast, firm, and perfect always in the book. But if you're traveling outside here in Las Vegas, it's going to be hot. And so we tell you, as we always do when it gets hot, stay hydrated, keep the water around, kids and pets outside, very limited amount of time because it's really hot out there. Check on the elderly and folks who have a hard time with the heat, because right now here in Las Vegas, 90 degrees, and we're going to get up to 110 today. So it's going to be hot here, but it's always fast, firm, and perfect in the book. As far as the temperatures around the country are concerned, Miami has 90 with a chance of a little rain going on there. New York has 76 with a chance of rain there. However, up in Saratoga, it's beautiful. It's going to be about in the low 70s at Saratoga today. Chicago, 76. Los Angeles, 97 in L.A. That's a little bit hot under the collar for Los Angeles. And keep that in mind with Del Mar resuming racing today. If horses are going to have shorter post times maybe and look a little bit washy, keep that in mind. It's going to be hot down there, even though they're by the beach at Del Mar. And as I said, we're going to be 110 today, topping off at 110. Phoenix, Arizona, the hot spot in the country, 112 degrees today. As far as precipitation is concerned, I know that hurricane on the east, up and down the East Coast, it went through there, the rains, etc., but it looks like it's clearing out for sure. And as far as the rest of the country is concerned, really nothing to report as far as anything to be on off tracks. However, we do understand at Saratoga today, they've made the decision to take 2 of the turf races today off of the turf today at Saratoga after the drenching they took yesterday. I guess trying to preserve the turf course for the maximum condition for the big Saturday turf stakes races there. So we understand that. One of the turf races that were scheduled for the Mellon turf course has now been transferred to the inner turf course. I'll get to that as we move through the menu. And that's about it as far as turf racing, et cetera, is concerned, and any changes that we have at this time. And so without any further ado, we'll go ahead and get started with the racing menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook simulcast centers, racetracks on the country. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show reflect the start times, the first post times in the Pacific time zone. That's where we're at here in Las Vegas. These will be the post times that roll out in the Racebook today here at the South Point. So if you're in the Pacific time zone, no problem. If you're not, and we know there's an abundance of time zones around the world that are different, wherever you may be watching this show, just adjust the post time from the Pacific time zone to the one you're in. You won't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. All right? We begin today with Colonial Downs. That's the first on the racing menu. The first 3 races are scheduled steeplechase races at Colonial Downs. The first 3 steeplechase races. Races 4 through 12 are what they call the flats, the regular thoroughbred races. And out of the 9 that are left on the regular flats, 4 of them are on turf, 5 will be on dirt today at Colonial Downs. 12 races. In a first post time at Colonial Downs, they got a pick 6 carryover there. A regular pick 6 carryover, $1,594. First post time at Colonial Downs is about, 22 minutes away at 7:45. They're starting early there, probably because of the heat. But whatever the case, 7:45, first post time at Colonial Downs. Delaware Park has 7 races. Delaware Park's first post time today is set at 9:30 at Delaware Park. And then we have Belterra Park. Belterra Park has a super high 5 carryover today, standing at $1,954. They have 8 races. Their first post time is at 9:35. Saratoga today. As I said, Jonathan tells us it's a beautiful day in his neighborhood, which happens to be in Saratoga. Mostly sunny, 62 degrees. The track is fast. The turf courses are labeled good. So the Mellon Turf Course will have races 7 and 10. The Inner Turf Course will now have race 4 and races 5. The second and fifth races are off the turf. So here's how it goes at Saratoga today. You ready? Second race, main track. Fifth race, main track. And the rest will stay on the turf. The fourth race, which was scheduled for the Mellon Turf Course, will be transferred to the Inner Turf Course at the same distance of 1 mile and 16th. 10 races today at Saratoga. A couple of nice stakes races. The $200,000 Fleet Indian at 1 mile and 1/8 for 3-year-old fillies comes early. It's the third race on the card. 5 go to the post in this one. 6 to 5 favorite. There's K-Cup with Iret Ortiz Jr., just a field of 5 in the Fleet Indian. Later on, the $200,000 Albany Stakes is the 9th at 1 mile and 1/8 for 3-year-olds. This one has 6 in it before any scratches. The even money favorite is Train the Trainer. The 7 to 5 close second choice is Iron Dome before any scratches. 10 races on the card at Saratoga, and again a post time of 10:10 first post at Saratoga. Penn National. They've got a first post time today with a pick 5 carryover, a regular pick 5 carryover at Penn National of $6,456. First post time for 7 races, 11 a.m., 11 o'clock post time there, Penn National today. Horseshoe, Indianapolis. First post time is 11:10 at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. And they have 9 races there. 1 quarter horse race, that'll be the last race on the card. 9 thoroughbreds. First post time, 8 thoroughbreds, I should say. 9 races overall. 8 thoroughbreds, 1 quarter horse. First post time is 11:10 at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. Hawthorne Racecourse has 8 races today. Hawthorne's first post time today is at 12:40 at Hawthorne. Del Mar, where the turf meets that surf. First post time at Del Mar is at 2 o'clock this afternoon. 8 races today at Del Mar. Again, first post time is 2 o'clock at the beach. Canterbury Park follows Woodbine. Woodbine is next. Woodbine has a first post time of 2:30. Couple of carryovers today at Woodbine. The Super High 5 Jackpot carryover, $6,711. The Pick 6 Jackpot carryover, $7,202. First post time at Woodbine for their 7 races today is at 2:30. And then Canterbury Park follows that. Their first post time is at 3:10 at Canterbury Park today. They've got 9 races, 4 quarter horse races that include a quarter horse derby and a quarter horse futurity. Among those 4 quarter horse races, 5 thoroughbreds round out the 9 race card, and a first post time at Canterbury is at 3:10. Evangeline Downs has 8 races. Their first post time at Evangeline is set at 3:30. 3:30 at Evangeline Downs for their 8 race card. Charlestown has 8 races as well. Their first post time at Charlestown is set at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock first post time at Charlestown. And then Remington Park wraps it up. Remington has 7 races. First post time at Remington Park today is set at 4 p.m. as well. And that takes care of your racing menu for today on this almost Friday, Thursday. Now let's go down to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine, my man. We're getting all set and ready for Saratoga, and it's gonna be a big day out there. Hopefully, has your weatherman given a prediction far out as Saturday there in Saratoga Springs?
He can't get it right by the first race today. You want him to get it right by Saturday? It's supposed to be beautiful, but, you never know here. You just never know. But today is actually a beautiful day, and it's cool. It's in the 70s, so no chance of one of those pop-up thunderstorms. I would hope so.
Okay. Well, the Sovereignty is the big favorite. I mean, he's going to be an overwhelming favorite. But, it's Saratoga, and like I said, the last 119 Travers Stakes, 52 favorites are the only 52 one of them. So, it's less than 50%.
Yeah, but how many 5-horse fields were there?
Well, yeah, right. I mean, yeah, there's a famous story about 1921 and how it was run there. I don't have time to get into that story. Well, maybe I do. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna try to get into that story. Here we go. You ready? In 1921, Travers is known for a betting scandal. In those days, bookmaking rather than parimutuel wagering was primarily the method of taking bets on horses. The original field was fairly light, with the favorite, the filly, Prudery, facing no serious competition. You remember Arnold Rothstein in those days, the man who fixed the World Series? Well, Arnold Rothstein entered his coat Sporting Blood, ostensibly to pick up second money in the race. But here's what happened. He found out that the favorite was sick. And in the end, there were only like 3 horses that entered the race. Rothstein, the horse that Rothstein bought, plus the sick horse and the other one. He went, and Gray Lang was entered by his trainer. Gray Lang was the other one, who immediately became the favorite in the race because everybody knew the filly was sick. Okay? Well, Rothstein bets $150,000 on his horse just before post time with a bookmaker who insanely took the bet. Or maybe one of those godfathers. You either take the bet or your brains are going to be on the, whatever the case may be. Anyhow, the bet was made. And then all of a sudden, Gray Lang was scratched with no explanation. And of course, Rothstein's horse beat the sick horse. Rothstein got paid almost $500,000. And nobody ever asked the owner or the trainer why they scratched their horse in the last minute. Pretty interesting story, huh?
What I got from this story is there was no CAW back then.
Or no HISA.
And there was no HISA back then. That's what I got out of that story.
Oh, my goodness.
Interesting.
We talk about the Travers being the Midsummer Derby. And that, the Triple Crown, of course, Derby, Preakness, Belmont, but the Travers is far enough along, as it is this year with Sovereignty, who won the Derby, who won the Belmont, and is now fresh and the big, huge favorite to win the Travers. But do you know, out of all of those years of racing and the reputation that the Travers got, there was only one horse that won the Triple Crown and went on and won the Travers Stakes, and that was Whirlaway back in 1941.
Yeah, well, most of them don't run in all of them, but I guess that horse did. Listen, Sovereignty didn't run in the Preakness, so
right.
He may have been a Triple Crown winner that had an opportunity to win the Travers, but it didn't happen.
And you remember Affirmed and Alidar, that big battle there, and Affirmed got disqualified for crowding Alidar in a race that I'm sure Lafitte Pinkai is still cursing Angel Cordero about there. In any case, 2001, Point Given won the Travers before a record day crowd of 60,486. Wow. And the betting handle...
They cap it now at 50,000, so that record is safe.
The betting handle, and this was back in 2001 when a buck was worth a little bit more than it is today. The handle, 34,529,273. Wow. Record. It was a record at that time. And then, of course, remember in 2015, the Triple Crown winner, American Pharoah, went in there and got beat by Keen Ice. You remember that?
Yes.
But the 147th Travers, Arrowgate went there for Bob Baffert, if you remember that. And I remember what happened. Now this was the year after his American Pharoah lost in the Travers, a big upset. And I remember when he sent Arrogate there, I said, you know what? He ain't sending him there for a free box seat and a roast beef sandwich. And he won the race and paid a good price. It was in the $20 range, I think. I can't remember now because I spent the money already. But anyhow, he won. He rolled home by 13.5 lengths. He destroyed that field in the Travers.
He went to the lead and kept going. I remember that, Ralph.
Never lost. And, of course, last year, Torpedo Anna competed in the Travers. And that was a hell of a race between her and Fierceness. Fierceness ended up winning the race, but she made a big point to get that Horse of the Year off of that defeat last year in the Travers.
No question about it.
So a little bit of Travers trivia there and so on. By the way, as far as records are concerned, Arrogate's speed record of 159.36 is the fastest Travers ever. Javier Castellano has won 7 Travers stakes.
Wow.
He's the top there. The most wins by a trainer, you'll never guess this one. The last of his winners was 1963. The first one was in 1939. So you won't get it. And I had to look it up. Brett Mulholland was the trainer that won the most.
Household name.
Yeah,
Household
right.
name.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. 5 Travers. And the record victory margin, 22 lengths. You know who did that?
Go ahead.
The Great Damascus in 1967.
Okay, Ralph.
And there's your lesson. There's your trivia lesson for today.
Time machine for the last 20 minutes.
Yes.
It's time to get back
well,
to.
Do you really want me to comment on what you guys did yesterday at Saratoga? No, not at all.
I told you, Ralph. If you had something to do, yesterday was the honeydew day to continue. I knew it was brutal yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you knew that.
That was yesterday.
That was it. And today's a beautiful day, a great day, so we're going to have winners, right?
No excuses today, Ralph.
All right, let's
Let's
to
look
it.
at the 6th race today at Saratoga. 6 furlongs on the main track, and I like the number 7 horse in here, Jetty's Home. This is a 2-year-old filly who has 2 career starts. Her last race at Saratoga was very good. She gets a barn switch today. She goes first time for Safi Joseph. She's worked well since the race. She's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. I like number 7, Jetty's Home, to win today's 6th race at Saratoga.
All right, Safi Joseph is doing rather well there at Saratoga, and he's spreading it around too. I think Jose rode his winner yesterday, but he's got Ricardo Santana, who's having a great meet. Santana is having a great meet right under the radar there, but I don't think it's going to be too long before he's on the radar. Anyhow, in the 6th race, 2-year-old filly maidens going 6 furlongs. You like number 7, Jetty's Home. Jetty's Home with Santana aboard for Safi at 7-2 on the morning line. That's the 6th race at Saratoga. I'll bet you got one down at the beach.
I do. First race today, Ralph. 6 furlongs on the main track, and I like the number 1 horse in here, Into the Hall. This is a 3-year-old filly who has 3 career starts, 2 of them on the turf, 1 of them on the dirt. The dirt race, 2 starts back, blows this field away. This horse is listed at a ridiculous 5-1 on the morning line. Blinkers go on. Hector Barrios for John Sheriffs. I like number 1, Into the Hall, to win today's opener out at Del Mar.
You know, Margarita Girl, who breaks from post 2 right next to her, is 7-5 on the morning line. Let's hope the morning line maker is as correct as he can be, because with what you just said about Into the Hall, I think this horse is going to get bet down. But let's hope the favorite stays the favorite, and we can beat it with the 1 horse, Into the Hall, with Hector Barrios aboard. Another one who's having a great meet under the radar there at Del Mar. First race, 2 o'clock this afternoon Pacific time. Easy to remember, first race number 1. It begins the early pick 5, and we'll single that one out.
Thanks, Ralph. Stay safe and be well. We'll talk tomorrow.
All right, and you got 2 sheets, Del Mar and Saratoga where?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralphie.
All right, you got it, my man. We'll take our break now that we've had our history lesson on the Travers Stakes for today, as they continue to work out on the racetracks across America this morning. And when we come back, we'll have Rich Eng standing by, so don't go away.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
This is speed. This is winning. This is losing. This is smoke and fire. This is high stakes and wild cards. This is family and tradition. This is everything on the line. This is it. This is NASCAR in Las Vegas. The South Point 400, a NASCAR playoff race, October 10th through 12th. Get your tickets now. LVMS.com.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Ing, standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Richie, we went down a little memory lane with the Travers, a big stakes race there on Saturday at Saratoga. It certainly lacks volume, but certainly has a lot of class in it as far as sovereignty. I think all five of the horses in the Travers are really nice horses.
Yeah, it's a nice field. It's been proven over the years in horse racing history, Ralph, that sometimes you don't need a bulky field to have a great horse race. And, one thing to keep in mind with a 5-horse field, and I've heard great jockeys talk about the fact that a lot of times you can get in trouble in a small field a lot easier than a big field because everybody's keeping an eye on each other, and you can try to box somebody in or block somebody off. And so it'll be interesting to watch the jockey tactics in this 5-horse field.
Yeah, it's going to be a chess game for the jockeys, that's for sure. And I would imagine that, if Junior was as smart as I know he is, he'll lose a little ground but stay outside, not get pinned anywhere along the line with sovereignty. But we'll wait and see about that, that's for sure. I think the biggest of the chess game is in that race is going to be the strategy of who's going to take the lead, who's going to be the pace horse in that race.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Magnitude probably makes the most sense with Ben Curtis up for Steve Asmussen. I mean, you take a look at his resume. He's got a lot of ones on it, Ralph, meaning that he likes to go to the front and dictate the pace.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he'll be there, but I don't know what McAfee will do. If McAfee is going to try to be as close to him as possible for as long as he can to try to make impact or not. He's the big long shot in the race. And, sometimes horses that are long shots like that wind up, upsetting the apple cart there. Not by winning it, but by dictating what happens in the race. That's not normal. We'll wait and see, though. It's going to be a fun day of racing with all the other stakes races as well. Richie, you got a full sheet for Del Mar today at the RacedayLasVegas.com website. But I know that you venture out, especially on the sheet that you serve on days like this, and you have a simulcast play. And sometimes you give us 2 picks on the show, and I think you're going to do it today.
Yeah, we're going to give 2 picks, Ralph. The first one will be at Colonial Downs. It's race number 10. It's 1 1/8 on the main track. Good allowance field. I like the number 2 horse, Auto Glide. Jose Rodriguez riding for Greg Compton. This horse should get a nice stalking trip and finish. Compton had a good winter spring over in Oaklawn Park, Ralph, and he came east and has a stable in the East Coast for the first time and has done very well. So let's go with the 2 Auto Glide in the 10th.
10th race at Colonial Downs. Number 2, Auto Glide, 4-1 on the morning line. The 2 in the 10th at Colonial. Now we'll get back to Southern California, and we'll go to Del Mar.
Race number 4 is a 5-furlong turf sprint. The rail is out 30 feet, which typically will aid speed. And I'm going to go for a speed horse on the rail. The number 1 Final Table Lady is a nice price, 6-1 with Ruben Silvera riding for Jorge Parabon. But this horse has got 1 gear, Ralph. fast. So I expect him to just quarter horse from the gate, play catch me if you can. 1, Final Table Lady in the 4th.
Fourth race, 5 furlongs on the turf. Silvera can get horses out of the gate, too. And with the speed that Final Table Lady has, she's going to get to that only left turn real quick. And in a 10-horse field, some horses might be, fanned out. In any case, you think it's going wire to wire. The shortest route to the finish line is on the rail. And that's where she'll be, the 1, Final Table Lady. Your selection in the 4th race at 6-1 on the morning line. And, of course, Richie, you got a full sheet at Del Mar right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites. All right, we will keep you busy with your thoughts about some of the races coming up at Saratoga on Saturday, so get busy and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Rob. Good luck, everybody.
All righty. When we come back, our final pair, as you know, closing out every day on our final segment is John and Jerry. Jon Lindo up next. Don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
Big-time, nighttime pools are always at Los Alamitos, with early Pick 4 pools of more than $175,000 on most nights, and a late Pick 4 pool of more than $150,000 on most nights. Plus, our Pick 6 pools have reached record figures in 2025, including a total pool of over $370,000 on June 15th, and record Pick 6 payouts. Big-time, nighttime pools every weekend at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Now time to go to Southern California, where Jon Lindo is at. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. It's going to be a little hot up here. I see that the temperatures are going to be a little hot in Southern California, too.
Yeah, it's been a really mild summer at Del Mar this year. It could be a little warmer this weekend. You know, temperatures probably in the low 80s, but a little bit more humid. But, it's no complaints. It's just been a terrific summer weather at Del Mar.
All right, John. No White Barrio now for the Pacific Classic?
No, it was announced yesterday that White Barrio will be appointed to the Jockey Club Gold Cup, according to his trainer, Safi Joseph. He worked this morning in New York, so he will stay back there. So we're looking for competition for Nisos and kind of watching to see what journalism does this weekend and try and get a read on if he's going to run in that race. That's a week from this Saturday.
So the Pacific Classic, 1 week from Saturday. I would imagine that on Saturday, this coming Saturday, day after tomorrow, that journalism will have another workout, and after that workout, we'll get a good picture. We probably will get a decision from his trainer if he's going to be going against Nisos in the Pacific Classic 1 week from Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I understand. They want to work him, a week out and see where they're at, and then they'll decide. And really, I think it's between running in the Pacific Classic or waiting to what was the California Crown last year is back to being named the Goodwood the first weekend at Santa Anita. Uh-huh. But my gut feeling is I think he'll be ready for the Pacific Classic.
John, there were several bets over the last year or so at Santa Anita that they instituted that became popular, the late pick 3 and the late double, etc. And I understand that there's going to be another new bet they're going to throw up against the wall when the fall meet starts at Santa Anita this year between them and Gulfstream Park again.
Well, they're talking about a $1 pick 6 that would go between the last 3 races at Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita with a 15% takeout. It hasn't been approved yet. They have to go through the CHRB, the Horse Racing Board meeting, and get approval for that. My only caveat to that, Ralph, is that I'm afraid it might cannibalize the Coast to Coast Pick 5. It's the same $1 minimum, the same 15% takeout. It's just one additional race. And I think that Coast to Coast Pick 5 has been a pretty successful wager. I wouldn't do anything to try and hurt that wager. And so we'll see where this plays out and what the sequences look like. Obviously, they're trying to promote their two racetracks, Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita.
Yes, and I agree with you there. You might just be going to the well too many times, too many pools for people to make a decision on which one to play might water down them all, Yeah,
exactly. Again, it's good to have options, but if something's working, don't do something yourself to hurt it.
Yeah, no question about that. That's for sure. Well, John, looking ahead to Del Mar, we are past the halfway point, are we not?
Well, yeah, we're 3 weeks left in the meet, Ralph. It goes pretty fast down here.
Okay, my man. Well, let's take a look at what the jockeys and trainers are doing.
Well, Juan Hernandez has got a clear lead as a leading jockey. He's got 29 wins. Antonio Fresu second with 21. Hector Barrios, another solid meet, especially on the grass. He's got 18 winners there. As far as the trainers go, Bob Baffert and his army of 2-year-olds. They've got 16 wins at the meet, and then a three-way tie for second. Mark Glatt, John Sadler, and Phil D'Amato. They've each got 11 winners, so they've got to catch Bob Baffert, and that's not going to be easy to do.
Favorites?
Favorites have been inching up all meet, Ralph. It's now at 39.8% favorites for the meet. The last couple of weeks have been a little chalky at Del Mar.
Now, John, out of those 16 wins that Bob Baffert has, I'll bet you close to half, if not more than half, have been with all those 2-year-olds, huh?
It's got to be more than half. I'm thinking he's probably had somewhere around 10 wins with 2-year-olds at the meet so far.
And all of them have been powerful wins. I mean, he's got a stable that's just unbelievable right now as far as the juveniles are concerned, at least at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't think he's had to wait for a lot of photos to come down. There's been a lot of daylight between some of those 2-year-olds and the rest of the field.
All I got to say is Juan Hernandez better have a nice, big, beautiful Christmas present for Bob. The way he's just been sitting, he's been the necessary package on 90% of them. That's for sure. Although, you need a jockey to get the horse out and comfortable and all that too. It's there is talent there.
And he does a lot of work in the morning for the barn, working those horses too. So he earns that right to get up on those horses.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if I was him, I'd be sleeping at the barn to make sure I get on all those horses. That's for sure. In any case, he's spreading it around a little bit with the Kazuchi Kimura too, right? Mike Smith doesn't get too many of his mounts anymore, though.
Mike Smith gets a horse or two. You're seeing Drayden Van Dyke, who works a lot of horses for Bob Baffert in the morning. He'll pick up a mount or two, and Kimura gets a mount or two, but really it's when Bob has two in the race, you basically look at Juan Hernandez and you see who's he riding, because that's probably the more well-regarded horse.
And John, your man, Mr. Pat Valenzuela, who's waiting to get reinstituted to try to bring back his riding career, isn't he, was he 59, 60 years old, something like that?
I think he's over 60 now, Rob.
Wow.
I don't know the exact age, but I think he went past the 6-0 number. And, he got dumped the other morning, a little body sore. And we'll see. I don't think it's anything major. But, as you get a little bit older, the hurt lasts longer. I know.
No, I know all about that. Trust me. And the big A, arthritis, comes into play as well. That's for sure. But, he was dumped off of Peter Urton's horse the other day, right?
Yeah, he did. In a pre-workout, getting ready to work, the horse kind of wheeled and dropped him, and they took him, checked him out. Pat's okay, just body sore. So, and he still wants to try and get, he will apply for a license, a riding license. He's got the exercise license, and we'll see where that goes.
Well, we'll wait and see, that's for sure. And all I can say is that looking ahead to Saratoga on Saturday, I know you'll be doing a Saratoga sheet, the Lindo Report. You have one today, obviously, for Del Mar that covers all the races and a late pick 4 and all the goodie information we've been talking about. That comprehensive sheet is available right now here at the South Point, free of charge, exclusively here and only here in the gaming capital of the world. Just here at the South Point. It's the only place you can get it. And you can get it free of charge, too, complimentary, because they love horse players here. And certainly the Lindo Report. John, looking ahead, I know you've been perusing the races at Saratoga, but I know that a few races look like gimmies, but there's got to be a few of those races that are amongst the 14 over the day on Saturday that looks like they can produce some nice, rich payoffs?
Yeah, I think the toughest races and the most valuable will be in the sprint races, the Ellen Jerkins, the Ballerina, and the Forgo. Big fields, pretty evenly matched fields. So I think that's where the value is going to come from. And it's very odd. You don't see it very often anymore, Ralph. 5 straight Grade 1 stakes on dirt at Saratoga on Saturday.
Yeah, let's hope Mother Nature is a racing fan on Saturday. That's for sure. All right, John, we start another week at Del Mar, and we're going to get a pick off the Lindo Report from you today.
Okay, Ralph, one of the bloggers on the YouTube channel was asking about horses that we pick on the radio. Do we come back and play them again? And, my answer to the question is basically every race is different. You have to take the conditions as they come. Mm-hmm. But the play I'm going to give today is a horse that I tried last time with no success. We're going to go to race number 8, number 1, Law Abiding. I didn't like the trip he got last time, got rank and pulled. And to be honest, Mirko De Muro, the rider from Italy and who's ridden in Japan, has had a tough meet here at Del Mar. He's had a tough time adjusting. Mm-hmm. You get a rider switch to Umberto Rispoli today, inside post where he can find a stalking trip. I want to see if the rider switch makes a big difference. 6-1 is worth trying. Race number 8, number 1, Law Abiding at Del Mar.
All right, the 1-horse Law Abiding in the 8th race at Del Mar. So we got a bookend. Jonathan picks the first, you pick the last, and let's start the day and end the day with winners in the 8th and final race, number 1, Law Abiding. Let me ask you this, John. What would dictate you bringing betting a horse back after you picked him once? Would it be mostly because of the trip the horse might have gotten, a bad trip, etc.?
Well, if I can make an excuse, if the horse didn't run like I thought he would last time, I must have liked something before.
Yeah.
But every race is different. The pace is going to come up different. You're going to get different distances, different posts. So you just have to take them as they come up one by one.
All right. You got it. Thanks a lot, John. And we will talk to you tomorrow.
You got it, Ralph. Good luck today.
All right. Now we go to Jerry Jacovitz standing by. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Ralphie.
Well, my man, got anything to tell us before you give us a pick or two?
I'll just, they only scratched 2 races off the turf at Saratoga, the 2nd and the 5th.
Yeah.
I say if you card them, run them, but they don't listen to me.
Okay. I know Saratoga yesterday, if you looked at the horses, it was pretty obvious that the winners were winning that liked the off-going and the slop there. And most of the time, the bettors knew which ones were the mudders.
Yeah, it was, like we said in the beginning, like you said in the beginning of yesterday's show, it could be a really hungry card.
Yeah.
And it proved to be so.
All right. Well,
Sorry you guys had to go through that. That's part of it, though.
Yeah. But today it's a beautiful day out there at Saratoga, so what are we doing?
Yeah, let's hope it stays that way. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Saratoga's 10th race for our first play. Garden of Grace, the 9-horse, Georgie Weaver, fantastic trainer. This horse just looks really right to me. And last time out probably should have won.
Uh-huh.
And it looks to me like this horse should really move forward off the race. That didn't seem like that big an effort off the layoff. So I kind of think we're going to get another run out of Garden of Grace. So maybe 5-2 is okay. I'll take the 9 over the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10. Reverse 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10 back over the 9. But the 9, Garden of Grace, in race number 10 at Saratoga.
All right, the 10th race at Saratoga, you like the 9, Garden of Grace. The link-ups are 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10, and reverse. It is a wide scope of link-ups. Does that maybe suggest to us that it's a pretty wide-open race and has good value in it?
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And, while this horse is clear, this filly seems to be clearly the best to me and the most likely winner, after that, it's a little harder to tell. So
okay. So in other
that's
words,
what you really want.
Yeah, you want
you don't really want 2 obvious horses that, you feel like, oh, gee, I'm a good handicapper. I could see these 2 horses and one's 2-1 and the other one's 5-2.
Right.
You want it to be difficult.
All right. So let's hope we can get one of those nice, fat, juicy ones to finish second and maybe even third and get a exact and trifecta out of it as well. Again, repeating, the 9 is the key, and the link-ups are 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10. And a reverse, of course, always reverse, just in case. All right, Del Mar.
Yeah, let's go to the third. Moochie Girl. I called her Moochie Girl, but it's really Moochie Girl.
Okay.
The 5-horse sort of appeals. I mean, and you can kind of see this horse got into the race early, but was kind of hung a little bit wide and just faded. And this is the kind of conditioner. Now she's dropped in class that you really want to see the second time over the track. Let's try the 5 at 6-1. I'll take 3.5-1 here. 5 over the 2-3-7. Reverse 2-3-7 over the 5. I'm really interested in this horse as a win or a win place bet more than anything.
Okay, in the third race today at Del Mar, the 5, Moochie Girl, which, by the way, is a ship and win type of horse as well. Liscano aboard at 6-1. The 5 is the key. The link-ups are 2, 3, and 7 and reverse. Number 5 in the third race at Del Mar. Don't forget to reverse because, like I said before, and like Jerry always says, you could be a little bit wrong and still cash, and sometimes getting the key horse to beat your horse works out better in the long run, right, Jerry?
It surely does, yeah.
Okay. Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Del Mar and all of Saratoga are available at jerryjspowerpage.com. And we know, Jerry, that you're working hard on the Saturday card out at Saratoga for the big 14 races there.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start tonight.
Yeah, you're going to have to start tonight, that's for sure. In any case, we wrap up this Almost Friday Thursday show by reminding you we'll be back on Friday, hopefully, God willing, and the creek don't rise. In the meantime, Jerry's got one more thing to say, and you know he's going to say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.